So we are live, we can go online. Thank you.
Happy morning, friends. It's a pleasure to have you all for this webinar. I request our President, Shri Manoharji, to welcome and do the opening remarks, please. Manoharji, over to you, please.
Thank you, Mr. Vikash. Happy morning, dear management friends, academic admins, and all the stakeholders on the school education fraternity. It's a good start which we want to give today, as the entire industry is towards e-learning and making the internet as a platform. As we all know that next 3 months are going to be really a questionable situation for all of us, and definitely the dependency on the e-platform is becoming mandatory for all of us. So on this particular scenario, we have been watching for the last 2-3 weeks what was the real functioning level of issues, comparisons, what's happening around all of us. There were different debates on technical tools. There were a lot of service providers approaching us, highlighting the meritorious advantages of their solutions. And as an association, we always make a neutral based platform for everyone across the industry. And we thought we will virtually evaluate whichever is the best for all of us. There might be certain product lines which might be equally competent in terms of supporting us to fulfill our online services to our children. So those points being already in our agenda, what are the kind of solutions we can look at? How far it is reliable, how far it is cost effective, and how far it is secure. So looking into these parameters, we thought let's start a session. Let us look at some kind of the real into the platform level of issues or the positiveness. Have an open session and have this platform as a standard platform for all of us to interact from now on. We also feel as a forum that all of our members should try to consolidate our views on whatever the day-to-day affairs happening across. So this is also an opportunity due to this corona issue. We all could able to now get on to an online streaming and discussions, which is also making us to save our time and making us to come friend, have a face-to-face dialogue. It might be definitely, in my view, if you look at this, is going to be a wonderful platform for all of us to share our thoughts, time to time issues happening across, and take a common call on whatever the relevant issues which we are all facing. So I would like to now welcome all the session holders, the speakers, and the panelist members who are all around us. Mr. Vikash ji have taken an initiative in terms of setting up the entire framework. My best wishes and appreciation to Vikash ji for his effort and for his team efforts towards setting up the entire session of today. I wish and I pray for a wonderful session, very interactive session. The interactive mode and all kind of the arrangements all will be briefed by Mr. Vikash, and the speakers, panelists also will get involved time to time. We will ensure end of this session that all our queries are getting addressed. We will see that things are completely clarified. As far as the IT aspects are concerned, we have some more things to offer that will be announced during the course of the completion of the session. Wish you all a wonderful session and looking forward for a very strong and healthier interaction for the day. Thank you very much. Thank you, dear friends. Yeah, Vikash ji, you can.
Thank you, Manoharji. Dear friends, over the past 1 month or so, we have been in the association discussing that there are various issues or various challenges that we are facing. And we've lined up a few activities and we have prioritized this LMS comparison virtual classrooms and all those things. We have other sessions lined up, which after the end of this session, Secretary Sir will, Mr. Secretary Ashokji will brief us about. This session is specifically for comparing the various platforms that we have in terms of the options that we have to use for ensuring we impart learning, and the way we manage our school online. It's no secret, there's nothing for me to say that this is the need of the hour because of the situation of COVID. And the way we had the Chief Minister's speech also yesterday, it seems like it might not, schools might not open before 1st of September is what it looks like. Let's hope for the best and we open up at the earliest, and let's pray for the best. Here we are going to compare a few platforms, but let me be clear that this is just a comparison that we are presenting. There'll be a few options or features which one school or one principal might or management might like, and some other person might like some other features in some other platform. So we are not giving which is first, second, third, fourth or something like that. We just comparing 5-6 platforms, and from there schools can decide which feature or which platform, which security level, which price point is suitable for them, and take it forward. I would be handing over the session to Mr. Vishwanathan of InSpace Technologies, who has InSpace Technologies is a IT consulting and auditing firm. They do outsourcing of all IT needs of schools, colleges, and very many corporates also they are handling. And myself, a few principals, a few technical people, Secretary Ashokji, a lot of us have got involved in this, in preparing this presentation. We've given our inputs to InSpace Technologies so that they get the perspective of a school also. Before I hand over the session to Mr. Vishwanathan of InSpace, let me inform that all of us, except the presenter, Mr. Vishwanathan, will be on mute until he finishes his presentation. And after his presentation, we have a question answer session. Though all the people who have posed their questions while during registrations, they will already be answered during Vishwanathan's presentation. But after that also, we'll have a question answer session. And I request everybody to please restrict your questions only to LMS and webinar and to the topic of the session, and all other issues or challenges that we are facing. There'll be a announcement by the secretary at the end of the webinar. Please wait till the last moment, till the secretary finishes his closing remarks and vote of thanks. There are some very important announcements coming from the secretary, Mr. Ashok. I now hand over the session to Mr. Vishwanathan. Mr. Vishwanathan, InSpace Technologies will take over from here. All the best, Mr. Vishu.
Yeah. Thank you, Vikas ji. So the new normal. So I would like to wish Vanakkam and Namaste. Thank you for this opportunity, Vikas ji and President of CSMA and Secretary, all the team members who are involved in giving us a lot of input in creating this presentation. So currently the COVID-19 situation has created a lot of new normal. One of the things is we can't shake hands, we have to say this. Like that for schools and educational institutions. So the virtual classes, the online classes has become the most important thing. Because I would like to, before I share the presentation, I would like to share from the technical perspective, the presentation is going to have all the details for you. But from a parent perspective, as my child, I don't want my child to have about 2 or 3 months or 4 months gap in terms of away from learning. So that is not something I wanted. If there is some way or the other during the lockdown also they are getting occupied in terms of learning, I would welcome that. And I'm sure every parent will think like that only. So in this perspective, giving our background, so we are coming with consulting, globally auditing various technology platforms, which one to choose, whether it is ERPs, data centers, servers, and various software tools. So we have been doing this for corporates and schools and everything. So this is a time wherein Vikasji told that we need to understand there are a lot of things about Zoom and a lot of queries. Everybody started using Zoom because it's very easy. So it's really user friendly. It's very good. Suddenly there is a note from Singapore government giving advisory and Indian government giving advisory what to do. This security is not good. So what is the good secure tool? And then a lot of things are stored, and storage is a big thing. YouTube, you are uploading the video. Tomorrow YouTube is going to charge, then what do we do? So this is a question I asked to a few other schools. You think we don't know. So today everything is free because everybody wants to capture this market. Of course, because there's going to be a new normal, so everybody will have an opportunity. But how do we, as a technology, with the technology, digitally transforming school, how do we ensure utilizing the free options available at the same time, we optimize it? In future, somebody is going to charge on us also, or whatever charged tools we take also, it is on an optimized cost. See, just because online classes have to be conducted, the schools cannot take too much of overheads also, and that cannot be passed on to parents. Already there are a lot of restrictions in Tamil Nadu and everywhere. So that's when we put this presentation forward, and along with me, my colleagues are there, a couple of them, Mr. Bala and Mr. Jagan, who's going to help me in this presentation. I will walk through with specific pointers in the presentation, and finally we will have a Q&A session. So we will try to address as much as possible within this session, whatever questions we can answer. If time limit exceeds, then we are always there to reach out for any support. My team will share the contact, and up to May 31st, we will offer free consulting and advisory. That's because Ji asked me on behalf of CSMA, we would like to offer this support to all the member schools. So you can always reach one-to-one, and we will be able to support your school team on this initiative. Jagan, can you please share the presentation deck? Yeah. So the topic we are talking is basically how to prepare your school for virtual classrooms. Yeah, there will be schools. I'm sure the category of audience here is the management, of course, the correspondents and the principals, vice principals, teaching community, academic side, and some of them maybe from technical side, maybe you are aware of this, okay? We will drive this presentation in such a way that it touches some of the functional perspective and also technical perspective. When it comes to technical perspective, some of the things which needs to be taken care in terms of security and storage. So we will cover all that, and a lot of things can be done free of cost also in those areas. We will also talk about that. Next. Yeah, just go to the next one. So basically, just to quickly give a brief about our background, because who am I? Who's talking about this? So what is the background with which I'm coming and talking about this? So we are a company started in 2003, and globally we have operations in terms of technology audit. When I say technology audit, be it a software, be it an infrastructure, be it network, security, and various tools for various industries, we have been doing this. Our audit framework is recognized by Government of India, and we have the copyright for our own framework. And we have done over 500 plus audits for various corporates in India itself, in helping them to select what they need to select for technology solution for them. So we have over 1,000 plus clients across the world. And we have in the school segment, I would say, apart from India, we do have some clients in Gulf and Singapore. Next. Okay, so coming to the topic. So rise of virtual classroom. Suddenly there is a rise. Everybody has to do, there is a compulsion, there is a demand that how do we teach children who are sitting at home, they are not able to visit. Of course, the reason is because of the lockdown, we do not know when the schools are reopening. I just heard yesterday, Andhra Pradesh government said the academic year is reset for August to July. I saw one article on that. So I don't know whether Tamil Nadu Association might be knowing more details than me, because I am just seeing WhatsApp messages and TV news. And this is going to be the new normal. In fact, especially the students who are in 2021, so it's going to be very challenging for them. So it all depends on how the school is going to decide in terms of when the classes are going to start and how the syllabuses are going to be covered. Syllabus could be reduced by the board, CBSE, so that you can cover it in 9 months or something like that. So we don't know how and all things are going to happen. But still, one thing as a parent, I initially started the session. It is not going to be easy for children to stay away for a long time and then come back to the learning mode very effectively. So that's one challenge we need to address. The next one is the way forward is obviously we have to go for the virtual classroom. And for that, the challenges, what are the challenges we have? So one thing, I was thinking about two segments of schools, so the member schools. I don't know all the member schools. I have not seen the background. Some of them I know, some of them we are working with them also. Some of them gave a lot of valuable inputs to us in preparing this presentation. But there are schools, I see two major categories. There are schools who had started already and effectively using online classrooms and things like that. And there are schools who are yet to start and having some confusion in terms of all the messages about Zoom and security and other things. Which one is easy to use? Which one is not easy to use? So we put together, we are addressing all those challenges and giving clarity to all those challenges, what is being discussed in the marketplace, so that you can be clear on. We'll give at least 3 choices wherein you can choose one of the tool and start the sessions immediately for students. Advanced challenges, we see it as one is on the security and 2 is on the storage. This is something nobody talks in full length. For example, how secured each of these app, how easy to use. So if I have to take an example, I'm sure most of you having questions about Zoom has all these complaints. So is it okay to use Zoom? Okay, let me clarify in saying the first answer in this session, you can use Zoom, no problem. I'm not from China anyway. Please don't look at me like that. So I have technical facts to say what is that I'm saying. So Zoom was the app. Yes, it had the problem. I will just give a quick brief. The security page my colleague is going to handle. He will talk more about security. But quickly, I wanted to give one doubt all of you had about Zoom. So everywhere, in fact, one of the schools, they said the parents were complaining. Why are you using Zoom? It is, I've seen the news, because today WhatsApp is the blessing and WhatsApp is the misery also for many of us, because it sends messages left, right, center. And there are certain messages we can't even cross-check what it is. And especially when it is something about technical and non-technical, users cannot even check what it is. So some of the messages which has come as in Singapore, actually, there was some hacking happened, some unwanted pictures were posted, like we are in a meeting and somebody posted some pictures and students had to see some unwanted pictures. So, and then some of the theories, it goes through China and Chinese government has all the data. That's why our government of India had said advisory not to use Zoom. So a lot of people, NASA said not to use Zoom. It's all right. I wouldn't say it's wrong. But how it is addressed, I will just explain in a non-technical functional term what was the problem, what is addressed. Totally, there were 3 problems. One, it is called Zoom bombing. Bombarding, actually. That's what bombing is the word they use. That was one of the first problem. How this problem was addressed. That's how the people see unwanted pictures and all. Because it was not password enabled, meeting ID was visible, and all those basic protection of the app was taken care. It is fixed, updated. Now those kind of incidents cannot happen. Point number 1. Point number 2, the encryption was very weak. This is little more technical. Of course, the IT community in this meeting will understand this. The encryption methodology was old and it was not done properly. It was not end-to-end encryption also. So the hacking was a bit easy for them to access and hack into somebody's meeting. So that is now applied. They applied the latest encryption methodology and fixed and released an update, and it is tested, and now the hacking is not possible in Zoom. 3, the location, China. Any software, if you take, whether it is Google, whether it is Facebook, whether it is WhatsApp, whether it is Zoom. So all of them use multiple servers across the globe. That's how it can be balanced. See, today we have one server, we use one software, so performance is very slow. One of the reason is because the server takes more load, it will go down. So what all these global application they do is the practice as a practice. It is called load balancing. They will have multiple servers across various regions. So same way, Zoom has also got various regions. Because of this conspiracy theory or whatever people are talking, no, it is going to China. So Chinese government will have all the access about our confidential data. First point, I don't see any confidential data when we are taking a class. Of course, some hackers coming into it is a very serious problem. That should not happen. But there is no confidential data. But still, we can choose. Right now, they have given a beautiful option wherein we can select the location, which data center I can connect, which data center I cannot connect. Every user also can see. So you want to select Japan, you can select. You want to select US, you can select. You can leave China away. So it won't go to China. So it won't travel through Chinese server. Even if the load balancing wise, if you leave it randomly, it can select China automatically. Right now, the option is given for the host to select where he can choose the server. So this problem is also addressed. So why I started sharing this is one question, because when I was having discussion with the Vikasji and team, so they were saying that this is one first question they were asking. That's why I thought before when I go deep dive into the presentation, I should address these facts. So some of the data security related concerns and facts, because the technology is going to be used more now. So it's not about now, what about Google? What about Microsoft Teams? So let me tell you one more thing. Every app can claim 99.5%, 99.9% secured. There is no software in the globally, anybody can come and claim we are 100% secured. We can't be hacked. No such this thing. From the bank also hacking happens, money goes away, okay? There are digital threats, but there are ways to protect. That needs to be taken care. So if that is taken care, that is why I said the more technology you're going to use, the more you need to be careful about security related measures also. I have my colleague who's a very senior infra security consultant. So my colleague from my leadership team, Mr. Jagan. So who will just walk you through some of the data security related aspects that needs to be taken care of. Over to you, Jagan. Just you finish and then I'll take over. Okay, you can switch on.
Thank you, Vishu. Yeah, learning from a mistake is a great learning. What Zoom has done, come up with a Zoom 5.0 is a very good security measures that they have taken. The encryption which they have used, nobody has used. They used the Galanis console mode encryption, which is a GCM mode, they call it as, which has 256-bit encryptions. And moreover, they have enabled the password policies, and they also, as Vishu told, we have a rights to select the server where we can save our data. It is not only Zoom has to take care of the security threats, it's we also should take care of our security threats. Example, our system should be updated with the proper antivirus, updated operating systems, the latest patches needs to be done, and we should have a firewall protected systems. For example, there are so many ads are coming in when we are browsing the websites, which will lead to a phishing websites where our system get compromised. So we need to have a proper antivirus to take care of all these measures. And in schools, we will be having firewall and antivirus to protect the network. The same way in home, the students should have a proper antivirus so that data security is taken care of. Over to you, Vishu.
Thanks, Jagan. So basically what we are trying to say is, see, one is the security when it comes, the application security we are thinking. So that is good. So the application security, whether it is good or bad. So two is tomorrow the operation happens with the school internal infrastructure also. We need to be ensuring more security is there. So all the data security related points, how a corporate will follow certain processes for security. We can also, schools also should follow the similar line of data security related things. Now it's going to have a lot of teaching and other things, data. I'm not saying if it goes what, teacher is going to teach again. It's not about that. So you may have certain recordings, certain data, which you wanted to keep it safe, and there is a need for reuse. So we don't know what is critical data. So we need to be doing all that. But it need not be a costly solution like how a corporate is investing in data security and things like that. You don't have to worry on that. So always my team you can reach out to our team and we can suggest what are all the things that we can do in a cost-effective way. So next, Jagan. Just so some of the tools coming to the tool perspective, the virtual classroom. So what are all the tools we use? Of course, we have compared here. The Zoom is one of the tools we compared. Microsoft Teams is another tool we compared, and Google Meet and Google Classroom is there. Cisco WebEx is another interesting tool which is there for more than 8 to 10 years now. And GoToMeeting is another famous tool which is used in corporate also. And another one tool we are using is Pexip, is another kind of LMS kind of a tool, conferencing and virtual class tool. These are the tools we compare. So I'll show you the table, which we will share anyway. I'll just walk through the comparison chart now. Okay, you can just expand and see it also. Even if it is in mobile, it should be visible. So if you see it, we are comparing in terms of various features. What is that Zoom has got, and each of the tool what is got. When it comes to features, we're talking about in terms of, see, mobile support is there, what and all the add-on features they give, how many maximum users in video. So it will be very self-explanatory if you see this, and maximum users in a meeting at a time. And of course, currently some of the tools are giving that. Google had announced it's free now for the next 6 months for education institutions. Microsoft Teams is saying it's free. Zoom is also giving free. These are the three guys who are saying that it's free. Of course, Pexip is not free, I think. So these are all, the comparison is there in this. And HD video quality, how it is. So it's good in every tool. And integrations between tools is also possible. What kind of an integration is possible? That is explained here. So some of the features like background noise reduction is very, very important, because especially even in this webinar, we were so particular about no one should have a background noise. And this is a webinar, because classroom will not be a webinar meeting. The classroom sessions is going to be kind of a meeting. It will be interactive. Maybe the mute will be done by the teacher, and then so you'll be doing all the things. So you need to be very, very careful in terms of background noise reduction, especially for teachers when they are taking the session. Students, in fact, unlike the meeting, students may not even come and say, teacher, your voice is not clear. Sometimes they'll keep quiet. They don't want to comment on a teacher's session. So we don't know. Some of them may say, some of them may not say. Next year. So some of the other features is how the live chat, that is a common feature which everybody is having. Audience polling. Audience polling is one of the important feature, because the virtual classroom, one of the important engagement that we need to have, we think, is how engaged the listener, the student is. So in a corporate meeting, it is very easy, because the two-way attention is clear and it cannot be missed. But in an environment where the students are listening, how do we ensure that students are with us? How the teachers can engage? Because for a lot of teachers also, it is going to be a new experience in terms of engaging them from a remote location. So a classroom, they always have a better control. Remote location, it's only the question of time. They will gain control. Only thing is we need to use such features like audience polling and having some polls and questions popping up, and so that they should answer. So they get recognition for that. Those kind of features are, but you need to have a feature for in this tool. Then it will help you in terms of question and answer session, all those things. And of course, and some of the security related, we are talking about user authentication. This is where we are talking about how it is going to be simple. Suppose if you wanted to use Zoom, is very easy to use, and I want to use Google also, and how you integrate all these tools put together. That will be an interesting solution which we can suggest you how it can be done. So user authentication is one. Then participant role and permission, all those things. See, some of the schools where you have your IT team will be able to handle these kind of technical things. Some of you is not having IT team who's also certified in security related things, and managing security is difficult. So you can always take support. It is one-time activity. It's not a big deal, and it need not be a concern for at all. Then confidential attendees, who's going to attend. For example, confidential attendees, I would say, for example, principal wants to attend the session, which students will not know. So those kind of things we can always plan. And then what is the costing? Different cloud storage. I'm sorry. Cloud storage is, what is the capacity? This is another interesting thing. I was talking about storage solution is going to be one challenging thing, because if you see in a corporate world, storage is one of the costliest affair when it comes to technology investments. But for education industry, everybody says free. So today you upload your YouTube video, it is free. It's okay. We did one simple calculation for one of the school, and wherein the data is coming. If at all the classes are going to be very regular, it may come up to 20 GB per month or 25 GB per month. So each school is going to give about 20 to 25 GB per month data in June and July. I don't know. YouTube may come back with the restriction and say that from now onwards it is chargeable, or this is the limitation, you can do free. I don't know. Then how do we work on a storage solution? What is a storage that internally we can have? How good, how safe it is? That is something we need to think on. There are solutions available, so which is cost effective again. So that needs to be taken care also. Because when we are taking the classes, it's taking the class and then ensuring the process of continuity on this in terms of storage and security is important. Next. And pricing part, of course, it is given. All of you know that, of course, Zoom and Microsoft Team and Google had announced it's free for 6 months, whatever time. And they may come back with pricing and things like that. So as of now, it is free. But I would say even in Zoom today, actually, the paid version has got a lot of additional features. So I would personally recommend, so free sessions, we can use it as a pilot. But my recommendation is the moment it's a licensed app has to be purchased on an academic cost, I'm sure it is going to be cost effective. I would suggest that, because for one reason, one simple reason is, if you want to take a support from Zoom or Microsoft Team or Google, okay, when you pay for a license, the support is guaranteed. So any support or any time, the company will support. If it is going to be a free version, we're not sure about how it's. Right now, for this situation, everybody is giving free and they may give support also. But in the long run, so it's better to have a paid version also. On academic version, there is always a discount, huge discount given by everybody. So that is something I wanted to suggest. Of course, the subscription is, what is the duration? Monthly basis subscription is there. So for example, webinar and all this webinar, especially we're conducting this webinar and all, there is a subscription for a monthly basis. Suppose the school wanted to conduct a kind of a webinar for across students. Suppose the chief guest had to speak, okay, it needs to be conducted in June or July. We wanted to really motivate the students, and some chief guest had to come, and we are not able to put together all the entire school together. There could be a webinar conducted. So there could be a VIP speaker whom you can invite, and principal can address and conduct the whole event. That's possible. And that can be only 1 month cost. Again, it's not a recurring cost. Those kind of thinking. API availability. The next one is very, very important again, because going forward, if the virtual classes is going to be a regular affair, it's going to be a regular new normal post-COVID situation. So then we need to see how easy it is for students. So thanks to one of our school where we are working client, they asked for a requirement where, can you give me a student portal which will integrate with all these things? For example, a Zoom link should be there, a Google link should be there, whatever Google link for meetings and other link should be there. Whatever they are using, all the application a link in one portal, they should. So single sign on, I would say. So they log in, they have everything. From that place, the student is taken to whichever class or assignments or worksheets or whatever, or live class, whatever, and then he comes back. So the student, there is no confusion, student and parent. So it's easy to manage. That is something. So for that, you need this API availability, because whoever is giving the API, so then it is easy to integrate. Mostly all of them are giving the APIs. It's not a problem. But that's an important feature to look at, because this is not something we will look at. Ease of use, features we look at, cost we look at, API availability we may not look at. I would say even if the tool is really user-friendly, if they're not giving API, I wouldn't recommend, because we have to look at long-term solution. Suppose this is going to be long-term, then I would like to have integrated with my tools which I am using already, apps and software we are using. We should be able to integrate. So API is one important feature that we need to look at. And integrate with Google Drive. Of course, Google Drive is there. Some of the tools are giving, some of the tools are not. Support 24/7, everybody is giving. So not all major tools are giving that 24/7 support. So only thing is, when I say support, only when you pay, you will get support. Right now, they're giving support. All I'm saying is, see, nothing will be free forever. So sooner or later, there is going to be a commercial terms. Everybody is jumping into school segment, all these companies, and giving free is first to capture the market. And we know Gmail was free all the while, and then it was costing. In fact, we had incidents where I think my colleague Jagan had done for one client. We have created We have created so many lakhs of email IDs for including students, all students across. And after that, it was removed. That option was removed. So we need to look at, see, right now this thing is there, but still we need to look at the paid version. If anything comes up, we should be in a position to take it. Next. This is what I talk about the API. So suppose you are using a school management ERP tool that can be integrated with Google or Microsoft or WebEx. Cisco WebEx, I said, see, one of the things I missed saying that WebEx is one of the early tool. Why I compared that Cisco WebEx. Cisco is a router company. That's without Cisco, none of us, right now we are in a webinar because of Cisco maybe. Most of the data centers in the world is equipped with Cisco routers today. So that's a backend. We don't know. It's not an app, so we don't know. But WebEx is a company they acquired, and WebEx had some security issues when they acquired 8-9 years back itself. And because of that, they got it for a good value and security and all. They tightened after that. It became a famous tool. In fact, Cisco WebEx is one of the tool for healthcare industry they pitched, and that time it didn't click. Today, healthcare also, like we're talking for education, healthcare is talking about telemedicine and telepresence, they call it as. So they don't want people to visit hospitals and just go on a conference. Also integrate the devices, temperature monitoring, blood pressure monitoring, all those things. And it will come, and today you have Slack, WhatsApp kind of tool, integrate, and the doctor can see the result immediately. We can also see all those things. So they said that travel will hereafter will be only for leisure, not for business. That's how they pitched in, but they were too early in that solution 8-9 years back. It didn't click. And today we are here talking even for education segment. It's all about virtual classroom is the need of the hour. So Google, Zoom, depending on the structure, all of them are giving API. So integration is possible very much. So that's when I said an exhaustive, very good, exclusive, I would say, student portal that oversees all LMS activities. Tomorrow, you may have LMS. Some of them, I think one of them asked about the content. I just saw before I started the presentation, I saw in the chat, one of them spoke about, asked about, yeah, is there a tool wherein I have the LMS platform as well as the content? So there are a few who are giving, but I don't know, that is a call that to be taken by the school, because the content had to be vetted and verified by the academicians, because we are not experts in that. So a tool is not at all a problem. See, if the content is good, you can take the content from anywhere, wherever it is good. Use whichever technically, security-wise and other aspects it is good tool, use it. It's not necessary that we need to have a tool where somebody is providing content as well as providing LMS platform, not necessary. So we can always, this can be separate, because content is the most crucial. That's your expertise. All academicians sitting there, it's your expertise. You need to vet who is the best content company. I would always say, never decide a company because they're also giving platform and content is together. I never suggest that, because we have done so many ERP consulting projects. We always say, people come and say, so we are giving a SaaS model, so you don't have to buy server. So we used to give reply, so I'll buy the server. Tell me how your software can help our business. That's important. So end of the day, how the content can be more effective, that's only you can decide. And if the content is effective, you can go with anybody. If the same guy is giving the LMS kind of a platform also, it's well and good. Or we can use one of these free platforms which is available. So that's my answer to that. And so this can be integrated. Next one, Jagan. So quickly, I think I'm not overshooting the time, so I'll quickly go through. Short-term goals. We are planning to give a kind of a checklist also be shared after the session today. So, but we are just quickly going through that. So basically, short-term goal for schools is learn from home, how the students can learn from home. So first of all, you have to select the online classroom tool, planning activities from June onwards. We think that from June, school is not going to open. So how the sessions are going to be, your regular timetable will be like a fully lot of online. So I don't think so. Maybe staff can come to school, they can use school infra and still take the session. Students may not come. I'm sure they are not going to come in June. Then scheduling timetables to align online class schedule. Train the teachers for tech adoption, if required, I would say, because some of the schools already doing it. But if required, so train the teachers. The teachers in terms of not only engaging with the students, taking the class, that is their expertise. Some of the tools they may have to use like polling and other things, because teaching is their expertise. So that is not what we are going to suggest. I'm talking about the technical adoption, how the host can control everything, how they can monitor the student, keeping it engaging, and then security related, how they have to take care, all those stuff. And then communicate to parents that students must be equipped with the devices, access for learning, and time commitment, most importantly. These are all the kind of checklist. Record the classes and store for future access if required. It depends on how the school wants to take it. Next. Long-term goals for schools, learn from school and home. I'm thinking that pre-COVID world will not be same as both the post-COVID and pre-COVID will not be same. It's going to be new normal. So it's going to be definitely online classes going to be part and parcel of how the academic operations is going to happen in future. So make online classes as part of the overall schedule, and timetable can have a field as online and on-premise. In fact, when I talk about integration from the timetable module, you can go to online, means it can go to live class directly from the timetable by clicking that. That is something, those are the kind of integration I'm talking, so that it is easy for teachers. See, end of the day, we have to make it easy for students, and also we have to make technology easy to use for teachers also. Because I don't think so teachers' job is to just learn too much of technology. It has to be easy, user-friendly. Their core job is to train the children, teach the children. So that's the focus. That's why we wanted to make it easy for the teachers. So give only 2-3 things. That's all. Click, 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 they finish that. I don't want them to think about too much on security, storage. That is the back-end operation that can be taken care of. So all free classroom tools might change after some time, that I already told you. So optimize tech resources. What I say is, today the file size is 20 GB. Can I compress it to 5 GB? There are free open source tools available. Again, my team can help this month, and you can reach out. So how this can be done now itself? Because right now we are finding it free, and YouTube can take everything. Tomorrow it will become a chargeable. So we need to optimize everything. Next. So we suggest out of this, the famous tools, any one of it you can choose: Google Meet, Zoom, MS Teams. So of course, free for schools, all three are free for schools. Of course, Zoom has got paid version, and they've got some webinar related, which is really good. And the Zoom can be integrated with so even Google and MS Team. So we can have a cross integration along with your school management also, software also. Ease of use, if you ask me, all three are equally easy to use. There's not much of confusion. The teachers can adapt very quickly. There's no problem. Some of you are already using some of these solutions. There is no problem. Of course, Google Meet has got this Google Drive and Calendar and Gmail, all the integrations, natural, their own product, and integration with Calendar and all those things possible in Zoom also. They also have this similar integration. And Microsoft Office 365 integration, the document, PowerPoint, Word, Excel sheet, everything is natural product of MS, and that is very easy and user-friendly here. So secured and API available for integrating with the school management ERP. And of course, all of them are same. API is available for integration, and API is available for integration. So what we are suggesting is, out of these three tools, any one of the tool you can choose, or any two combination you can choose. So whichever model which you wanted to choose, you can choose. It is very easy, and it can be integrated very tightly. Yeah. Next. So this is again a checklist. I don't want to read through fully because I'm shooting up on time. And this is how can we prepare the students. Basically, quickly equip them with smart devices, laptop, tablet, or smartphone. So that needs to be there with them. Have high-speed internet, 4G or broadband, internet connection to be checked for proper connectivity and bandwidth. These are all the checklists we wanted to give, because people may just come and sit for the meeting and then something is not there. Then noise cancellation headsets with mic, it's there so that unwanted noise will not come. Normal mic and earphones to be equipped. Speakers and mic should be tested for proper functioning. These are all the checklists. I'm going to cover this in the checklist and send it to you all. Necessary applications is already downloaded and tested. Email to parents for the invitation. Briefing of session with expected conduct of students. Teachers also can say the briefing of what chapters, what is going to be there. So that is also a brief note can be given. And how can we prepare the teachers? Teachers is, it's all about, there are two things. One is teachers today taking session from home. And maybe some flexibility is announced by the Tamil Nadu government now, and we can go with the lesser capacity to office. If that is allowed, those who are taking session may come to school, I don't know. Then they can use school infrastructure and nothing much to worry about security and other things. But again, they need to have laptop with antivirus and necessary tools for security, checking the battery and things. High speed, reliable internet is must. selected apps to be downloaded, tested, headphone mic, equip online class content for the session like PDF, PPT, video file. This needs to be there. This is where the requirement which one of the school is talking is, it should be available in a student portal wherein a teacher is also having a portal and they are able to segregate all these things and keep it in one place so that it is very easy for teachers. That's one thing which we need to do so that it is easy for them. Recording to be enabled so that any future use or anything to be done, you can use it. Training to utilize the tools if required. Any of the tools, if teachers are requiring any training, that must be given now. That's not a big deal, and it can be remote training can be given, and we can help on that. And session from the school, straight away the school infrastructure can be used, and it is even more safe. It's easy also because they will have a faster internet anyway. Overall, executive summary, if I have to say, Google, Zoom, Microsoft Teams are tools one should consider using. Infrastructure to be equipped with security tools, it's a must. And one of the things I just want to, I'm just trying and still it's not clear, okay, how a corporate is monitoring the staff working for their software team or KPO, a lot of people. There are tools available in terms of monitoring their entire timesheet, what they browse, what they do in the system, completely monitored. That cannot be, the tool cannot be removed from the system. It will be only with the corporate network, and they can monitor the entire thing. 8 hours means 8 hours, how they utilize the corporate management leadership team knows about it. So we are discussing for an academic version of such tools availability. My team is working on that. So I'm not sure that how affordable it can come. If it can come, because if a corporate employee can be monitored, a teacher has all the right to monitor any student for the discipline, because it's even more required. So we are thinking whether we can bring the tool for schools. We are working on it. We will come back on that once we succeed on some free version or some very low cost thing. We can inform you all if it is going to be useful, that the schools can decide on that. Storage of online session videos. There are some video compressing tools. My team can say there are open source tools which can really compress the videos and make it small without compromising on quality. Online class videos to be managed through a process for effective access. Another biggest problem is when you have too much of data, then the retrieval. See what has happened in June month, the first week, we have taken some class. If it is important, if we have to retrieve, we should be able to retrieve. How the process can be defined for that. That's important. School infrastructure can be used for tuitions or special classes. I don't know, by partnering with the teachers after school hours, because I sent my daughter for tuition after school hours. So she studied in Velamal school, and I sent for, so the teacher was working in Velamal. So now the infrastructure can be provided by the school. All these webinar, those kind of things are there with the school is going to equip with these things. Maybe this can be utilized and the school can participate in this itself. It's just my individual opinion. So schools can think on those things. Idea is the school infrastructure now is there, classroom and all the labs are there. How else we can utilize is always a thought process for all the school management. So now in online, so much of tools and things, everything we are equipped. So how else we can leverage that? That is the thought process. Then integration of various tools with a student portal will help students to have easy access to an online, all the things I told in one point. So they'll be able to have all the access. They don't miss out on anything. I think on-premise, online, there will be two classification. Classes are to be part of timetable going forward. That's what I could see, because there are classes which they may have to go early. Suppose they're saying 5 o'clock you have to go, 3 o'clock you have to go, 3 to 4, there could be 4 to 5, there could be an online class. Schools can plan those kind of things also. So that's a kind of an executive summary I would like to sum up this session. And basically we are going to give a comprehensive checklist. Whatever I went through very fast, we will send it, post this. We will also share the contact person, and we will give a free consulting and advisory for any of the CSMA schools. Please reach out to us. And I have my team, Bala. Over to Bala.
Happy morning, respected CSMA members. Thank you so much for your time. If you need any support related with setting up a virtual classrooms, please do reach out to us. We are happy to support you all. And once again, thanks for your time. Please stay safe. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bala. So before I move into question and answer, I would like to just say, please stay safe, stay at home. And thanks a lot for all your time, because one hour of time is very valuable. And I'm confident that you had some takeaways and more clarifications in question answers. And post question answer, we are also available for any support till this month, and so that you are equipped for June, whatever support on whatever aspects we discussed. Thank you so much, Vikas ji and CSMA President Mr. Manohar and Secretary, everybody. Thanks a lot. Over to Secretary.
Thank you, Mr. Vishwanathan. It was really a very, informative and useful speech. I think we can take up the Q&A session now, Vikas ji, if I'm right.
Yep. Yeah.
We can take up the Q&A
Yeah,
sessions.
yeah.
Already questions have started coming
Yes.
in the Q&A
There are-
box.
Yeah, there are quite a few of them, Ashok ji.
Yeah.
And some of them have been answered during the session itself. Some of them have
Yes.
been posted before the session was presentation was over. Happy
Yeah.
afternoon, everybody, once again. I'm trying to retrieve
So
a
there
few
was
questions. Yeah.
one very interesting question, because I think I can
Please.
post it to
Please.
Mr. Vishwanathan and
Yeah.
team.
Go
What
ahead,
is the
Ashok ji.
best application for low bandwidth or low internet speed? Which is the best application that can support?
All of them are equal here. Jagan, you wanted to answer that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is about the settings of the applications. Whether we need a high quality video, all the settings are available in the application, where you can optimize the settings to have a better utilization of the bandwidth. Each and every application has the settings. Zoom, Google Classrooms, Microsoft Teams. So,
Yeah.
I would like to just add what we have done at our school as an experience. We have a paid version of Google, and there's an option there with the paid version of Google where you can put it on, integrated with YouTube. So your Zoom and YouTube is going on parallelly. So whoever is having a low bandwidth goes on to YouTube. Even if there's buffering, it again comes back where it left in YouTube. And in fact, even when the bandwidth is poor, then a student or a parent wants to see it after 2-3 hours when they have a better bandwidth, they can still go and see it. So this is what we have done at our school.
That's a very good suggestion, Vikasji. But Google YouTube integration per se, are you using the webinar type or
I said Zoom and YouTube, sorry.
Sorry, Zoom and YouTube. Are you using the webinar type that we are using right now, or is it the normal Zoom meeting that you're using?
No, webinar, the paid version is what we are using.
it's a normal Zoom meeting. It's not a webinar. We can use a normal Zoom meeting to publish it in YouTube also.
YouTube, very good.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's possible.
Yeah. So members, if you have any further queries on that, you can, reach out to InSpace. Like, we will drop you with the mail IDs and other contact details so that you can contact them for further information on this.
Yeah.
Is that
Any
right?
other?
Yeah, there are a few more questions. There's
Yeah.
one particular question which says, are there platforms that allow platforms which have both the webinar capability and the content? Is there any such company who's good at it, is what someone is asking.
As of now, there is no such platform available that webinar plus the content. There is multiple platforms which can be integrated with both, like API integration.
Okay.
Correct.
So there were a lot of questions on the API part.
Yeah.
See, API part is nothing but API is nothing but an application programming interface.
Yeah.
It allows one application or tool to be integrated with another application, or
Yes.
that's as simple as that. I'm keeping it very simple for you, so that, as Mr. Vishwanathan already told in his presentation, if you want to integrate Zoom or something into your school website or into your email, it can be easily done. That is what it is.
Yeah, one more thing to add on the integration is, for example, attendance. Even online classes, you want to take attendance. Yeah, so in Zoom itself, you have the record of who attends everything. But it can be also in your attendance software. If you have, it'll automatically get updated. So that's possible using API. So there is no repetition of work. That's possible. And tomorrow you wanted to even have a paid class, for example. Suppose a paid class, you charge for a special class or something. Somebody comes and takes some arts or some class is happening through webinar. So those payment can be integrated with this itself. They can click, and using a link, they can go payment, they can make online, everything. So those kind of integrations are possible.
Someone has specifically asked, how can we make conduct examinations using Zoom or any other LMS? Which one is good?
Yeah, you have the assessments are available in even Google, it is there, and you have a lot of LMS platforms available. What level of examinations that you wanted to do it? Okay, even an open source platform is there, LMS platform is there, wherein you can put a question bank and conduct examination. You can define your grading system. Everything is done. So up to the certificate, you can take it out. So those kind of platforms are available. It depends on what level of assessments that they wanted to do. So it depends on. And then if they have an examination module again the assessment can be done online, and that can be integrated with the examination module. And if you already have a kind of a single page report card or something, that can be integrated seamlessly, it can come. That is another possibility.
To add with the Vishu point, we can use Google Form as well as Microsoft Form to have a choose and best answer. That is only possible with the default feature. Otherwise, we have to go for a LMS.
Yeah.
Before I get to the next question, I just want to repeat what I've typed in the chat box also. The video of this, the recording of this webinar would be posted to you by mail and also on the WhatsApp group of CSMA. Okay.
Wonderful.
I have the next question.
Yeah.
Because there is one question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
CSMA WhatsApp group, how can a school get invitation to be a part of it, to watch the webinar? Say, I think to be a member of the CSMA WhatsApp group, first of all, your school should be a member of the CSMA association. You can ask your, we can share the numbers over here in the chat also. So you can contact, if you are not a member, you can contact those numbers and become a member first of all, and then you can be a part of it. So if your school is already a member, please approach your school correspondent who will be a member of the WhatsApp group, so that you can get the details, because you can continue.
Vishu, one person has asked that after 45 minutes, the unpaid version of Zoom stops. What is the other option?
No, you can upgrade. The paid version is available.
So, Vikash, this is Hari.
Please, Hari, go ahead, please.
One quick question. So maybe this will be helpful for all our school members also. So could you give us or elaborate on what kind of skill set does a school need to start looking at? Like, say, for instance, gain this kind of technical expertise to combine an LMS as well as the video, or at least video virtual classroom. Because I know most schools are not set up this way, but I think they need to start. And I'm obviously, for schools to start setting this up in like next 1 or 2 weeks, it's a very hard ask. But it'll be good to get your perspective on what do schools need to prep themselves to get this going.
Yeah. So, sir, as I was just mentioning, maybe it was really fast in my presentation. One of the things we are going to share is the comprehensive checklist. What needs to be to set up this? Okay, 1 week is more than enough, if you ask me. So preparation in terms of what students need to be equipped, what teachers need to be equipped. We are going to share a checklist to all of you, to all the member schools, and they have to follow that. If at all any training is required for teachers, that is also mentioned. It will be part of the checklist. What is required in the checklist, the schools can choose, because some of them, they will already have the knowledge. I know the Google class I'm using, it's okay with me, I don't need a training. So, but the checklist will have, considering if you're starting from the scratch, a school is starting from the scratch, it will have all the points. Please have the checklist, and any support on that, we will be able to support. If there is a clarification on that, so we can reach out. Our contact details also will be shared by the association. Then they can reach out. That's how it is. 1 week is enough.
Just answering your question, Hari, what we have done is there are 3 sections in maybe in a standard 3 or 4 sections. There's one teacher who presents. There are 2 or 3 teachers who prepare it, and the other 2-3 teachers who teach the same subject in other classes, who are always monitoring the live class when it is going on. Though one teacher is taking it for the 75 students, 100 students, there are 2 other teachers who are always monitoring it. So they divide the work, who does the various parts. So it makes it easy for them. And because you said not everybody has the skill set, if even one out of your 3 or 4 teachers of that subject have that skill set of doing being presentable, and one of them is good at making the online class, then you try to collaborate together and you can go ahead with that. Hari, I hope I have answered your question also.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Someone has asked, will we share the email IDs? And very sure we'll be sharing the email ID of InSpace and Vishwanathan. He has very specifically said that he is happy to support all schools on all queries related to this up to 31st of May. Okay. I'm going to the next question. Anybody, any of us, other panelists, if you can find any other question which is interesting, you want to be answered, please pitch in. Manorji, any other questions that you find interesting in the question answer session, you can also pitch in, please. Someone has asked, how can I get a webinar recorded to WhatsApp? Vishuji?
Yeah. How can I
get webinar recorded to WhatsApp?
Yeah, it can be recorded and then posted.
Yeah.
Okay. It can be recorded and the YouTube link can be posted on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Okay.
So someone is asking about Zoom webinar, how many hosts it can. So our team can reach out for those details. So first we have to see the requirement. Okay, what is it they're thinking in terms of so many classes, how to take and all. So we can reach out and give the details of how it can be handled.
So there is a question, interesting question on how to use attendance in Zoom app from Velankanni J Basilica. I think it's a school name. So the thing is, for now, if you have, it is always good to have a host and a co-host in a Zoom classroom. So host can take care of delivering the lesson as such, as Vikasji mentioned. The co-host can take care of taking the attendance, ensuring that all the participants are participating, and answering the queries, or if someone raises their hand, just giving the support.
Yes.
I hope that answers.
Yeah, if integration is done, if they have some kind of an attendance software, then automatically it can get a link.
Yes.
Automatically. Automatic attendance will happen. The moment they log in, we can give a timing like 15 minutes or whatever time you give for the classroom. So the meeting starting time, 15 minutes, up to 15 minutes, it will take the attendance as present. So that can automatically get posted in the attendance software. That's possible through API.
Yeah.
Vishu, someone has asked that if you evaluated Next Education, because it has both the platform and the content.
Yeah, see, that is why I said the content part is something the academicians to say that how good it is or how bad it is. That's why I said when the question came, so just because somebody is having content plus the platform like LMS platform is not the criteria to select. If content is good, you can buy the content. Then LMS platform, we have to see other features like Zoom and whatever we are comparing. If they are also giving LMS platform, we have to see their security, the features, what they have, ease of use, everything we have to see, the cost, everything we have to see. These two things, if you ask me, has to be compared separately, and both are good from one company itself. We can buy, but to me, it's rare. I don't know. I need to check the next. I know the company, but content part, we don't know. So that's academicians to decide which content is good.
Yep, Hari, please go ahead. Hariji, your question is, you're not audible, Hariji?
Yeah, can you hear?
No, Hari. Hello,
Yeah.
Hari?
Yeah, can you hear?
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead, please.
So I can share some of our experience. So what we do is, we actually use free content that's actually provided by CBSE, and we've integrated with an LMS that we use. So it's actually free, and you can actually integrate it into your LMS. You don't even need an LMS. You can just use it as long as you have a web connection.
Sounds good. Good one, Hari.
We have our other content providers, private guys. And now, given the COVID, we've asked them to start sharing their APIs so we can integrate with our LMS. And this is something I feel all schools should start asking content providers, because it's your LMS and they should be able to give you the content. You already paid for it. You should be able to put it where you want. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone's asking that they've not used Google for a webinar, sort of. They've done Zoom. So how do you think is the Google's webinar version? How does it compare with Zoom?
Actually, so Google has not come up with a webinar. As of now, they have come up with a Google Meet up to 250 participants, where they can use Google Meet as for a webinar session. There is no separate webinar for Google as of now.
The cost of Zoom and Google's paid version is already in that chart which Mr. Vishwanathan had posted.
We will share that.
Yeah, which will again be shared with everybody when we share it in the email and the WhatsApp, the whole details.
Yeah, Mr. Vishwanathan, I think like the cost that was covered in our table was the normal cost. Do you have any specific options for educational institutions?
Yes, actually, education Google services for education is free. Subject to we are providing the relevant documents like affiliation documents and other stuff. We have to submit. We have to create an account. Then we have to submit all the necessary documents asked by Google. Upon their approval, we can use it for free of cost. Okay. But there will be a restrictions in terms of size of the mailboxes. Normal mailbox, for suppose if I have a personal email ID jagan777@gmail.com, which has only 15 GB of space. The school will also get only 15 GB, whereas in paid version we will get a 30 GB of space. And there will be small features wise, there will be some differences compared with the restrictions.
Free version.
And for schools, recently 3 days before or 4 days before, they added a DLP feature also for schools separately. Same way, it is available with Microsoft also. The school can subscribe for Microsoft also, like Teams.
Teams. Yeah. Okay.
We've almost exhausted or we've answered all the questions which are there in the Q&A session. Do you want to open up Ashokji or Manoharji, or should we go ahead with shall we close this?
I think any further questions can be taken offline. There was one question: is there any way to control the students from quitting the sessions? I don't think it is possible, right? Because if there is a poor bandwidth, then there's nothing that can be done.
Am I right? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Currently, there is no feature to stop the students.
Hold them back. Yeah.
Yes. But there is an option for them to reconnect it immediately. But we don't have an option to hold them as of now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I presume Ashokji, it's very similar in the class also. Even if the child is in the class, if he is physically present, mentally not, then it's upon the capability or the skill of the teacher to ensure that they hold that student with them.
Correct. Wonderful answer. I agree.
In fact, I don't know. I have a son who's attending live sessions since quite some time. What he says is, since the teachers are very smart, he says we are much smarter than the teachers. What they do is they record a video of this and they put it on the loop. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing you can do physically to hold them there. The teachers or the school has to ensure that the session is so interesting that the student is with them, rather than trying to control them physically.
Sure.
Ashokji,
there are
Manoharji, please go ahead.
Sorry, there are features.
See, one basic. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry,
Manoharji.
Sorry, there are features in LMS, some of the tools. So what they do is they ask for a post a question pop-up when the class is going on. Okay. So it will be like one word answer. They have to take one of the 3 answers, for example, the students. So the teacher can be so strict that if the answer is wrong, okay, they will be pushed to come from the beginning. Again, the question will be asked automatically. They will follow the video. Again, they have to answer. Okay. If the teacher is not strict, they will allow them to continue. So this can happen anytime. So how many times they miss it, okay, is a track for the teacher. So they can't take it light. These kind of features are available in LMS. Yeah.
Someone has posted some children are scribbling the screen when teacher is taking class. So that will be possible to control when you have a paid version of any of your platforms that you take. So that will give the control to the host and co-host that nobody else can try to interfere there.
So President wanted to say something.
Yeah, please.
To a general question, some common members been raising, like how a teacher can post himself or herself when the class session getting started. See, the phone can be focused on a particular a blackboard kind of a scenario. I've seen one clipping, the doors being converted as a board kind and the chalk piece being used. So teachers are effectively trying to, simulate a classroom environment being at home. Any comments or any tips you would like to share to our friends, members?
Adeshji, any of the innovative ideas that you've experienced?
Sir, for subjects like maths and science or physics and chemistry, it's very challenging to write those, type those numbers on the screen or the whiteboard. So our teachers have started using the blackboard or chart papers like Manor sir said, and they are showing the screen to the board and then they are interacting with them. So this is what we could come up. I have seen one or two softwares. Maybe I'll just assess. This will be useful for the chemistry students. The softwares help, and these are all free versions. They help to type these particular symbols and other things very easily. So we have not assessed them yet because our online classes are going on. I'll assess and I'll share the details of the softwares with the President.
Moreover, Mr. Adesh, the thing is like they cannot give lecturing as such for a school level of children. There should be some kind of a content should be mapped and the student should be, directed towards getting into the content and then keep learning or keep accounting themselves to the particular calculation, or it could be a numerical solution, or it could be a physics or chemistry kind of a subjects if you look at. A staff is continuously lecturing and the students sometimes will find boring or they cannot even follow it up. They can't take any class notes also in that situation.
I agree, sir. What we are doing, our teachers are doing is they prepare presentation. That's why each class, there are 2 or 3 teachers involved. One prepares the presentation. One is controlling the PowerPoint like Jagan did for Mr. Vishu today. And there is a content always present. I mean, if you have time, whenever you find time, just go and visit our YouTube channel, VSGS online classes. So you will see a lot of videos, almost 70 videos are already posted. So all the Zoom classes are getting beamed onto YouTube. So I've noticed, I mean, not only our students, even our neighboring schools have started using our content on the YouTube because I see the subscription going up in the channel.
Okay. You can probably share some of the links so that our members can make use of it.
I'll definitely share it. I'll share it.
Guys, so just one reference with regards to the scientific formulas for mathematics, science, physics, etc. And you'll run into the same problem also for other Indian languages. For something close to our hearts would be Tamil. Run into a Tamil script is very difficult to get on most of these editors. So but there are products that can help you. From our research, we've actually uncovered some. But there are products that will help you tackle both the scientific formulas as well as Indian languages.
One more thought process, Vikas ji, I would like to.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Sir. Manor ji, please.
See, we can probably work on a common sourcing if we found some tools more relevant. It could be Zoom or TCS we're talking about, or other options, Cisco or whatever, Microsoft Team or whatever the vendors. From a CSMA perspective, why can't we form the IT committee with secretary and you all being into it, and Mr. Vishwanathan is there and Jagan and all are there. We can get a common proposal for the entire CSMA group. We will negotiate and let it be we can have a tough negotiation rather than putting across all.
Manoj sir, this is the day in, day out job we are doing for corporates, everybody. Suppose somebody wants to buy SAP. So we get into the collecting 3 codes and negotiating and fitment, all those things. We can definitely do that. Will add strength actually. The association.
So members also will be, comfortable rather when we on a bulk purchase, we can get through the best.
We can do that.
Possible.
That's a good idea. We can do that. So that we
can activate immediately is what I feel. Yes. Because nobody have gone for a licensed any kind of an app so far.
Sure.
But the next 3 months going to be the same scenario. Then let's all get into something legalized.
Sure.
We can do this collective bargain, as you said, Manorji, the way we've done it with the diesel and the insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, fine.
Secretary, what do you feel about that? I think we can.
That's a very good idea, sir. Absolutely. There's no second thought about that. As we always do.
Members all can be rest assured that we will come back like we do for bus or books or whatever it is.
Yes.
This also we will add it. And
this is much more easier, sir, compared to those things.
Correct.
Yeah, this is more required. Not too many people have the expertise on this, so we'll do this. It will be very useful for everybody.
We'll fix some timelines, probably,
Sure.
and we will communicate to all our members so that the bulk purchase plan could be done, implemented.
Yeah.
So, over to you, Ashok ji.
So, with one closing note, there are so many questions that have come up. Maybe you can, shoot them out to the mail IDs of InSpace people whom we share. Or you can even ask your correspondents to post it in the CSMA group. So we will support them, support you all with answers there. So thank you everybody for attending this webinar session. And thank you very much, Mr. Vishwanathan and team from InSpace Technologies and Mr. Vikas ji for his coordination. And thank you all participants for joining this session. So the next session that CSMA is planning is this is for all the school leaders, principals, vice principals, IT team, and even teachers were invited to participate in this webinar. But we are planning to come up with the next webinar where people have started asking questions about legal aspects, financial aspects, date of opening, and all so many other management related issues as far as running school is concerned. We will be coming up with another webinar shortly. I'll be sharing the details about that in our CSMA WhatsApp group. So you can ask all your correspondents and management people to attend the upcoming webinar that will be arranged by CSMA with all the legal, financial, and admin aspects. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Stay home, stay safe. Happy day, please.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all.